Okay, so it's about 3:30 on Monday morning. So today is the day I'm gonna go take these to download. It's so crazy now too, because Monday, that was the last day I had to be there. And so this day last week was so hectic. It's like, fuck, I still can't even believe that I haven't even been here a week. It's like, God, I've only been here like 5 days or something, which hasn't been bad at all. Now we're facing the other way in the garage. We're at the garage doors, but it still isn't that cold. Like she has that radiator heat thing, you know, one of those plugged in, and then I have this little blower one. I was using it in my clothes room to try and keep my clothes from getting mildewed there. That was another thing too, is like weird stuff with the mildewing, and there's a lot of weird stuff that was going on. And even when I was walking around the house and the property and stuff, and things were falling apart, like the deck, on parts of the deck that I had made were just turning into mush, and it was just mushing. The rocks kept being everywhere. It kept being like, man, I don't know. It was like sensing that it was going in a direction that it was going to be swallowed up in the storms and stuff. And another weird thing too is over the past couple days when I have gone on TikTok, because there for a couple hours, 17 hours precisely, was there's so many 17. It's so trippy too, because I see 17 all the time as a confirmation, and it's used so heavily in this movement that I think it's a frequency. I think it's like a frequency of awareness. It's like thinking for yourself or something. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. This 144, I think, is a frequency of love and unity. And so I think it is, it's just a vibration. And they're putting a number on it or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's more than just the letter and all that stuff, because of how much I see it. It's so trippy how often I see it. It's used so much as a confirmation in my own my own communication with my own guys. And so okay, let me think. I feel tired. I was up in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep, and they were all sleeping. And then I think I finally fell back asleep, and then still I got up, and they all wanted to go out. And so I woke up like I was in some kind of weird dream. But the dreams also just seem like it's like you're just living. You're just doing stuff. It's just weird. So, let me think. So it's not been a week here, but it was, oh yeah. So on the TikTok things that I've seen, oh my gosh, I've seen so many where people keep saying, let's see, there's one, I think a guy was saying something's going on in Seattle. I don't remember if he said military or something. Then I've seen other ones say I had a dream Seattle's going to be blown up. Then I saw that one guy who said Seattle's going to be attacked. Then I've seen so many of those kinds of things now all of a sudden saying, get out of Seattle. Seattle's about to be attacked. It's going to blow up. There's going to be a big thing that's going to happen there. And, which, you know, I mean, I think that I knew that was coming for a long time. And then Chicago too, they're going to go in with this big immigration thing, but I don't know how that whole thing's gonna go. Is it seems like it's gonna be like a show to remove a bunch of criminals or something. I don't think he's gonna go in and break up families and stuff. And but I think a lot of people are scared of that, because people have come over and are here illegally with their families and stuff because of all the ridiculous rules and stuff they put on us. I told you, Stella, I was going to do this. Here, you can have some medicine. That, Man, that throws me. Please stop it, okay? I can't think when you're doing that. Here, just lay down. I told you I was going to do my work. You're going to have to just sit there, okay? Now I've already started, so. I don't want to take up all my time every minute, but sorry. Max, if she wants in her bed, Stella, just walk into your bed then. If you want in your bed, just walk in there. He'll move. Believe me, if you lay down on top of him, he's going to move. So just walk in there. She always wants me to fix it for her. Always, always, always. Max is so resistant all the time. But if she just turns around and walks in, yeah, they always move. She always sits there whining for me to do it. So go over there and just... God, the drama, I swear to God. Okay, let me think back. Which the drama never ends on this fucking canine genocide going on. Like, it's fucking insane. Swear to God, it's so overwhelming. It just goes and goes and goes. It's like, God damn. It's fucking shit. Okay, so Seattle, disaster, impending doom, which I knew, oh yeah, because there was one that was saying this is going to be so huge because all of a sudden the people in Seattle, there's going to be a huge revival of spirit because of this huge tragedy. That's why this stuff keeps happening. The people who stay, it's because of that's the parts they're playing. The people that leave, that's the parts they're playing. And so it's just these things playing out that is all moving us towards this new world, new reality, which I have decided after seeing some of these videos of China. That's so hot. After seeing all these videos of China, is that it is a totally different reality with different beings. I swear to God. Some of the people are so fucking perfect looking. They almost look like AI or something. Stella, stop. Stop. Hold on. Maybe my problem. Ooh. Max, she wants in her bed. You gotta move, okay? That's just the way it is. You go get in a smaller bed. This is the only bed that fits her. So you've got plenty of beds over there. You know why I have to do it? God, I swear to God, she just sit there and cry at me until I go do it. And that's probably why she does that. Okay, so, I could start back over, but it's like, fuck, I already said a bunch of stuff. I'm going to start back over. And, I feel so, I've got this bathrobe on. I feel, I don't know. So this is garage chic. So let's see. I should have grabbed my socks while I was over there. Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, so Seattle, impending doom, huge awakening. All of a sudden, all these people see. Oh my God, this video. I was just like, what in the hell? It is so fucking weird to me that these people who all claim to be light workers, earth children, star seeds, chosen, all that stuff. Why in the world can they not read energy? Like, what in the hell? It is so weird. Especially ones that, you know, I don't know, have a huge following and seem to be like leading the way in this spiritual journey. And then you hear some of the stuff they say, and it's like, what are you talking about? Because this one was, well, that was really scary, which I'm assuming TikTok being down for a few hours was just so traumatic. So traumatic on so many people. That right there is such a dependency. I mean, that's the universe showing you you got issues. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, like, goddamn. And so then, and I like this person a lot. I've talked to her a lot of times, and maybe I'm misinterpreting her whole video, but that was super scary. But now, this is very, there's a lot of people on a certain side. I thought that once he brought back TikTok, like, oh, look at the Lord has brought it back. Maybe he's not such a bad guy. Nope, nope, nope. It's all for ulterior motives. It's also he can control it. It's also the stuff that people keep saying and stuff. It's like, so he's brought it back so he can control it. And there is a bunch of weird stuff about it right now, which I don't even know. It's all going to be exposed, though, because it's all bullshit and corruption. I mean, there was a girl who was talking to the Chinese people on that Red Note thing, and she was asking about Shein, the brand that's such a thing over here, and they never heard of it. They've never heard of it. Like, these brand, like, I don't know, is there this supercalifragilisticexpialidocious China, and then there's slave trade China? Like, is there two totally different realities? Because these ones where you see these cities that are so advanced, and I just saw a guy showing a video, and he had been living in China for 12 or 13 years. And so he said it's very weird to come back. And I think he was in England, but he easily could have been in America. But by his accent, I think he was in England. And he said to come back is so weird. He says it's so gloomy and doom and gloom. And then he shows he's like everything is so ugly. Everything is just like got painted on. It isn't like artwork done, you know, like I have a son-in-law who's a graffiti artist. It's not like graffiti art. It's just a bunch of graffiti that looks like a bunch of tags of gang tags and stuff all over. And it just looks run down and raggedy. And then you look at all the people and stuff, and you see what they're doing, like the reality that we are in. And so he showed there, like, it's so clean, it's so advanced. The people, everybody's happy. It's like so different. And people talking about, like, over here, if you're sick, get on a plane and come to China because you'll get cured. And here, they just want to keep us sick. But so all these things, you know, coming back, how I've said that everything is all these different realities, even though we were under this one umbrella thing. But like that to me is a really representative of a whole other species or whole other beings that have been here for a long time and have created this advanced world. And because it's like so far beyond what we are living. Like, we're living in the dark ages in prison cities, and where we're just expected to work, and then they charge us more to live than anybody can make. And then the ones that they give them, you know, bonuses and give them extra money, it's just so that they boss around the other people and make them feel like shit. Just to create a hierarchy. So it's total bullshit, man. But anyways, it's weird when I was the first week, and I was like, man, I haven't had any of those crazy attacks here either. When I'm trying to go to sleep, and after I thought that and I tried to go to sleep, then there was a face that came at me, but it was way different. It's way calmer. So anyways, so this person, so they said that, you know, whatever, now they're kind of worried, you know, if this is all a setup or something. It's like, I don't understand why these people who are driving in this direction, why they can't see that this movement over here is the one that's moving towards love, unity. It's growing in love, the red wave of love. And this one is like icy, hateful, judgmental, and they're all good there. It's like what they tell them that this is the good one, so they all believe it. And so there's so many of these spiritual people who have got huge biases that they can't see where the love is expanding, where the revival is happening. And the reason why it's going in the red wave, it's because it has to do with morals. It has to do with integrity. It has to do with being more conservative. In the other, they were everything goes and everything went. And then it got really dirty and diseased. And so we had to shift gears and go a different direction. And that is what we're in the process. But it's like all these people over here are holding it out over there and are fearful of this over here. And it's like, how are you fearing this? Like, what is it you're fearing? I mean, you see his things, everybody's happy and cheering, all mixes of all different people, all being loving, all being goofy together, dancing around and stuff. Which, one thing about the GITMO, two things on that. One thing is that they just did a huge expansion. Like, they're in the process of a huge expansion. They're adding in more jury or more places to have court and a lot more places to be held. These are going to be all these people who've been running our world. They're about to be running this world. Or this world's about to be running them. But so a huge expansion is happening. They were talking about it on the news. And Joe said something. I don't remember what it was. But anyways, they said on the island, it's just like all this construction going. It's really crazy. And the second thing is that there's a part of it, from what I understood, is somebody was talking about this, that there's a part of it, an area or something that has something to do with YMCA. Like it's the letters or something. But supposedly the whole thing with him using that song has always been a slap in the face of like where you're going. That's where you're going, the YMCA. And so he had that big, my mom had that stuff. Everything will be on all day. It was on all yesterday. And it'll be on all day today. So, and she'll give me highlights. I'm not going to go up and watch it or anything, but if I go upstairs, you know, she'll give me the highlights and tell me like, oh, look, because she was telling me on the, and one of the things too, oh yeah, okay, if I finish that, hold on a second. Now I have this other thing sticking in my mind though. So today is the 20th, and that's the big day. And then it's supposed to, immediately he's going to start doing all this stuff. He's already got stuff going. Yesterday was 19, and then the 18, and then so on the day before that, the number that just goes around and around and around is the Supreme Court ruled all loans are illegal. So, yeah, you can look that up, I guess. But that is our movement towards that. And I was like, man, maybe he's really going to start moving things in a really positive direction. And that's just really what's going to wake people up and throw them, because they are expecting so much else. They're all expecting so much the worst. They're all, you know, it just is so weird to me. It's like, when are you going to see for yourself? Like, maybe that's a part of their, I mean, everybody's doing exactly what they're supposed to do. It's just so trippy when you have these people who believe they're so connected to this spiritual realm, which, you know, it's huge. There's a lot to connect into, but that they're not connected into this, they can't recognize it. They can't recognize the movement towards the unity and freedom. This is about freedom and independence. And that is why this immigration thing is not going to be just going in it, because this is going to bring up everything about us being free. And why are we not allowed to move freely everywhere around the globe? Why is there so much restrictions? And so those issues are going to come up because as beings of earth, we have free reign. So there should be no one who's over us. There should be no troll asking us for papers. And so we should have free reign to move freely. So as this immigration issue comes up, that's where it's going to go in that direction, where humanity is going to expand into more freedom. But it has to bring the issue up and get everybody to think about it. And that's why all these different things play out, because then you're like looking at it, you know, it expands how you look at it, the more things that play out. And so that's why there's like all these things. It's like blowing up a balloon. It looks one way when it's not blown up, and when it's blown up, it's very different, especially when there's a design on it. And so that is what we are in this process of it blowing up, so we see more of the design, more of the plan, more of the configuration. And so that is like the process of this these things being discussed or playing out. The money thing, that I think is going to go quick. That's not going to be something where we're going to talk about. That's going to be like a relief. That's going to be where people are going to be like, what? I don't have to pay for my car. I don't have to pay for my home. I don't have to. And the banks are going to go down because of all of the, nobody's going to pay them. And all the money that they say that they have, it's very minimal. It's like whatever, if they say they've got $100,000, it's like they have $10,000 in their safe or some crazy shit like that. Like people think like all the banks, you go in to your bank and it's holding your money back in the safe back there, but that's not how it is. They move money around and they invest, and then that's how, the money they loan out to other people to go get their houses and stuff it's all that. So the money's not there. It's all just being like kited around through a system. And so we kind of invest into that system that is fucking us. So, because a lot of people can't get their money out and stuff, and money has no value, really. And that is going to be something that's going to be shown to us, too. And I think it's probably so people can start trying to understand how money works, because people just seem to not understand. Like, you try and explain things to people, and they're just like, so it's got to play out. And that's what Donald has said the whole time. You can't tell the people, you have to show the people. Things have to play out. And we're going from dark to light. Remember, we're in a movie, all those things. And it's just so trippy how people think like, oh, it's not happening, it's not happening. It's like all this stuff is happening. And I think, because it seemed like there was another thing with the 1-7. There was so many. He started his thing at 2 of those, because if you do military time, he started his party at 1717, and then it went for exactly the what was it, 117 or something. Then he ended it at, oh wait, no guys, he ended it at 617. That's what it was. He started at that, so he ended it at that time. And then there were so many things. I mean, this guy was showing all of those in the comps and stuff. Like, those aren't by accident. Like 170 billion people on TikTok. Like all of that stuff. And I don't know. There seems like there's something like weird and fake about TikTok. I don't know if it was just created to try and wake people up, if it's something that is there to just, because it does show you so much stuff and people don't see, and then people think it's not really happening. Like, people don't understand how bad this canine genocide is if they're not on there and they're not seeing it. I don't think like some of these other things are letting the stuff be shown like that. So there's a lot of stuff. And now all of a sudden when it's back, you don't see anything about what's going on in California. You don't see anything about any of the drones or UAP, nothing. It just is all, I don't know. It's weird. It's real weird. But I did see a guy in Colorado, and he was out, I don't know, he maybe lived on a ranch or he was out hunting or something. But he was out, and there was a volcano, and it was erupting. And he was like, I have never seen this volcano erupt, and it's erupting. He's like, man, I don't know, this may be my last video. But so there's movement in Colorado, which I swear to God, I had heard something about that a long time ago. But you hear all these different predictions and stuff. But I swear to God, I heard something about, I don't know if it was one of the time traveler ones or what, but volcano going in Colorado. So I don't know. There's going to be all those, and any of these things too can start those ones that were right over by me. So the one at Mount Baker, that would have been the one that would have been right above my house. And then Mount Rainier, that is kind of over by Seattle and by where my kids are, because they're in Yakima, and Yakima is the valley. So Seattle is over by the water, and then you have the mountain range, so the Cascadia mountain range, and maybe more mountain ranges, but there's a lot of mountains, and that's where Mount Rainier is. And then you go all the way up, because it's passes the whole way. I don't even know all the names of the passes. It's just mountains the whole way. And so it kind of divides. That's where I'm staying. The water is going to come up to this mountains. All of this stuff where I said like the 5 is and stuff, I think all that's going to be gone. And it's going to come up to where the mountains are. And the mountains will stop the water from coming all the way in to where we are. It'll be like our new coastline. And it will be, what to me, it seems kind of like Wales or Ireland or something, where it's like this big drop. And so, and I don't know if it's like that the whole way. I don't know what all their coastline is, but some of the places that I've seen, it's like this huge drop. I think it's going to be more like that on the west coast up by me, because just driving through those mountains and stuff, they're dramatic. And which, you know, all different mountains are. But anyways, so if the water comes up to that, so all of the area that has been with people and stuff, that's where I think it's gonna, all that's gonna be gone. And that's where it's gonna go really crazy when it starts with evacuations and stuff. And if it starts being explosions or attacks in Seattle, then I bet you it's gonna start. Because once Seattle gets closed down, like at the 5, once that gets messed up, there would be no way. I don't know how the trucks will get the food in. They'd have to go up through, they could cross across Stevens Pass, but I feel like that's way down too, because it's like by Marysville. So it's just gonna get fucked, man. It just is. Like all these places over here are gonna get fucked, and it's gonna be chaotic. But that is also the people who are gonna survive it. It's what wakes them up. It's this huge revival of spirit. So it's gonna be good in the long run, but it's gonna be hard and painful. But that's the thing to me, is why I kept thinking, well, why am I over here? Because I'm already awake. I don't have to go through this to be woke up. I already went through my own trauma to be woke up. So what the fuck, man? And, but see, I just feel so certain that I got moved to safety because I already am awake. Why do I need to go through another traumatic event? I've already been, like, how many we gotta go through? So, hold on. Okay. So, I think that I was moved over here for safety. I think shit is about to go down, and I don't know if it has to do with Donald and all of that stuff, because some people are making like, because he is we're going to be attacked in these places and stuff. So I don't know. I just feel certain that is going to go. something over there. But so Mount Rainier, there's a volcano there, but then there's Mount St. Helens too. And so on the other side of the mountains is where the valley goes down. That's where it starts being like a lot more with farmland, but still there's parts where you're driving and you're driving all through curves and stuff like that. It's not all just like flat. And so, but when you're in the flat part and you can see really far, that is when I was showing those things of the sky. You could see the layers so much. But I've talked about this for years and years. Like when I would drive out and I would be driving in, I could see the layers of atmosphere that were created. And it's like fucking Neapolitan ice cream. It's like, that's not good, man. And, you know, I kind of feel like all their chemicals and stuff in the sky is going to be a problem of a part of the sky thing. Like there was another person who just had these dreams. There's been so many people have had these dreams of these fireballs flying out of the sky and everybody running. And she said that the fireballs were hitting into things and everything was exploding. People were trying to run for cover and stuff. But those like fireballs or explosions or whatever, I would think that there's something with the chemicals or something they've put in the skies. Like there's going to be some problem with it besides them killing us, because there's a other side to everything. So they're trying to use it to make us sick, but then there's a side that's going to backfire on them, and I think it's going to be something. And I still get those high frequencies, so I've been getting those a lot around here. So let me think. So but down in the Yakima Valley, that's where that's where all the apple orchards are and stuff. That's where all the migrants are, and then that's right close to Oregon, and so they're gonna be affected. I would think that, I would think all the way over by Yakima, Ellensburg, I think all those places are going to end up having to evacuate. I don't know. They could sit there without being affected maybe. But beyond that, once it gets to the pass and then it goes down into all these Seattle cities, when we were looking for a hotel too, I couldn't believe it's like it's all Seattle, even though it's all different names of all these little things. It's all Seattle. It's all Seattle prices. It's all just so. Oh, that's why it looks so weird. I have this other light on. So it has so all that I think is going to be wiped out. It's going to be really crazy. And I have a stepsister who lives over there too. And I think it's going to get really crazy with evacuations and just like when the cyclone thing hit, only it's going to be way worse. And because when if it is like some kind of attack on the coastal cities, then which that would include San Francisco, Houston, there would be some more. It wouldn't just be in the one. But when it when it is, if no matter if that's what goes for a while, is just something like that, it would still have such an effect on all these people because of and I know that's what they're going to do. That is what they're going to do. They're going to be there. If there's places, it's like if they, I swear to God, it's like they look at the map and they see like, oh, well, if we hit this place, then we can isolate all of them. And if we hit this place, then we can isolate all of them. And part of our being in isolation away from people being able to help us, like in North Carolina, it still is a huge crisis with the people and stuff, which they're getting hit with one thing after another. It's hard to regroup when you're just hit with one thing after another. But the main thing is we have to come together. And like I was thinking, even my daughters keep sending me all these campers and stuff, and some of them are really cute. It totally like what I could do, you know, like that kind of can't, like the small kind of little Winnebago things, you know, where it's like a truck and a little in back thing. I could do that. I can't drive some 35-foot thing, I don't think, like a bus or something, or a huge RV. Plus, I don't want to just drive around all over the place. I just wanted a place to be able to stay when I went to people's houses. It's like, so a place to sleep, you know? And, but if I were to, like, I don't know how things are going to start shifting and stuff. I think there's going to start being shifts and things opening, doors opening, and more doors closing, more doors opening. And don't for I think like, a lot of people are going to feel the doors closing on them, and it's going to hurt, you know, like, um, but they're going to see doors opening for other people. So that will help with motivation, you know, that you can get through this stuff. It's not the end of the world. It's not a crisis. Like, what has got you so much, like, burdened? It's just an adventure in your journey. It's like you'd never even, like, if I didn't do this, I would never know this experience. I would never know these sides of myself. I would never get to know these parts of myself if I didn't go through these things. So everything that you get to go, it's like you get to go through things. You get to go through it. You get to experience it. It's not happening to destroy you. It's happening so you can learn about yourself. And people just get so freaked about everything. And I don't know, it's programming or something. But anyways, I was thinking about, like, you know, like that homestead guy that my mom knows up here. And he's right outside the reservation. And like going and meeting somebody like that who is starting their own homestead. So then you go and get another homestead near that homestead, and then you form what is that? Let me think. I was thinking of it real good in the middle of the night. You form a support system. And so, you know, another person comes, and the more you start building a support system between all of you trying to homestead, then you start to build a community. And then, you know, that's how towns develop and stuff. It starts with somebody taking an action and another person saying, hey, I'll join, another person saying, hey, I'll join, and everybody starts to join and then form a group, like a force, like the Amish people. Like, okay, well, I want to put up a barn, and then everybody come over and help me put up my barn. And then I'll come over and then we'll all help you. Like, we all help each other. And so we all go out and we help each other to do what we need to do. And I was thinking about, like, the smartest thing to do, like for me, would be getting fencing. So putting up the, like before at my old house, I had put up like farm fencing. So put up like farm fencing going around to make sure the dogs stayed in as big a place as I could, so the dogs had plenty of room to roam. Then I would have a barn. A barn would be the first thing that I would put up, because even like this is, you could use the barn for shelter. You could use it for a tent. You could park a camper in it. You could do a lot of things, but it gives you a lot of options, because it gives you coverage. You could cook under it. You could put a bathroom in it. But you have a place to put all of your animals. You could even build a room in it. Like, it's so you have it so many options to do. But the barn, then you have a place to have more animals, and so you can start having like chickens, goats, because you can use goat milk. Goat milk is really, really good for you, apparently. Not anything like cow's milk. Cow's milk is not as good for you, I guess, as goat's milk. Goat's milk has a lot of stuff in it that's really good for us or something. I don't know. You can look it up and decide for yourself. But but a cow, because then you can make butter and cheese. You can make that yourself. And chicken, you have eggs. And then in a garden, you can grow stuff. I have seen these old Appalachian ladies and stuff say the only thing that they ever had to go into town and get was like the big 25-pound bag of beans. Everything else they grew or made themselves. And that is, and I've even seen some guys say, you just put out the beans The ones that you eat, you just don't cook them. You put them in the ground and they grow more beans. So if you're in the right climate, you can grow your own beans. You don't even have to go buy those. And then some people, you know, would still slaughter their animals probably and eat them, but I wouldn't do that. But you could have all of those different things. You could have a mule and a cart, and the mule can help you like clear stuff from the property and stuff. You can have a horse to get around, like, or just to get around town, like in a town that hasn't quite become a town yet. But see, all of that you have in your barn. And you can like park your camper in there as you start to develop your place and start figuring out like how you want to do it. I was like, that is totally the way I would go. First thing would be the fence to make sure that, you know, I had a safe parameter for for my dogs, well, for all the animals, because there's so many to be rescued and stuff. You can rescue goats and mules and horses and all that. They need rescue, and people just send them to slaughter. It's horrible. And then and some like carriage horses, and horses live a long fucking time. And then people use them as slave labor, and then they just dump them off and kill them. Like, some people are just doing that with their pets too. Like, they've had their pet for a long time, and then they, I don't know, get finished with them and take them down and ask to have them killed. I cannot believe how many videos I've seen of that. It's like, that is so mental. Like, I mean, I can understand an animal being frustrating, but I don't know. That is extreme. Just kill them. Please kill them to get rid of them. So, anyways, but that is just a part of this whole canine genocide too. It's like the people have a part they're playing. It's just, it's playing out. It's really ugly. It's really ugly. So China, I think, is its own world. I think there's a lot of different worlds. And I think some of these beings have tried to pull in some of these different worlds or something. But man, this China thing is so strange. It really is strange. I swear to God. You see the people, they all look like fucking perfect. You see the place they live is totally space age. I don't even know if they have dogs there. They think that we are, and for months and months, I have been seeing videos of Chinese kindergarten or I think it's daycare. Maybe it's kindergarten. I don't know. These kids are little, like 3-4 years old, I think. And it is crazy. It is crazy. Like, these kids are starting fires, cutting their food up, cooking their food, making it for themselves, doing karate, doing like, it is crazy. I mean, they are, I mean, here we are like dumbed down. It's like, oh, they couldn't do that. Oh no, that's dangerous. No, they could never learn how to do that. Well, these fucking kids are doing it, man. It's crazy. Just look up the Chinese kindergartners or whatever it is. These little kids. I thought I had shared some of the videos before, but man, and then I don't know. It is weird, but it is like all these different realities. They're different like bubbles and stuff. We've been under this one, and this is like this mergings, and so it's kind of like, you mean we could be living like this, and we're living like this? And especially we've been living under propaganda where they've been telling us we're living better than everybody else. It's like we think everybody else is like living bad and we're doing good, and it's like a complete opposite. See, that is that whole thing of everything shifting and seeing the other side of things. And so, and that's all about this awakening and stuff, but I still see it as, you know, I said it a long while ago, I think, was that there's groups here that are from some other places. Like they like a group of them came here and settled here, like the same thing as what are they, like colonizers or something. I was saying about the colonizers, but there's been all these other groups of beings out in their places that have sent out, you know, colonies have started in other places. And I think that some of these ones are, because all the people, they're like the same kind of being. Their place is way advanced and stuff. And it's not like people can't go there. I mean, I've seen a bunch of videos. There's a lot of people living in China. I had no idea. I've seen so many videos, like the one of the guy who's been living there 12 or 13 years. Another one of these other guys living there. Like all these people living there, showing this stuff too. So it's not, I don't know. I just think that everything is about waking us up so we see things that we hadn't seen before. If you restrict yourself and don't believe things and don't think, oh, that can't be, you're holding yourself back from things. And this place is so much more expansive, and it's here for us to learn. Just like I said, there's all this stuff happening to people and they all freak out. It's like, you know, I mean, kind of like it's their biases towards homelessness. It's their biases towards poverty or whatever. Also when I was talking about my daughter's fire, and I had said, when her fire happened, because when she had just moved out, I gave her, because I was moving away. And so I gave her a whole bunch of stuff. And so when her stuff burned up, I had a whole bunch of stuff burn up. And so I get the thing of like, oh my gosh, her stuff is gone. And, like paintings I'd given her and stuff. I gave her all of my good dishes. And so it was, you know, things that meant something to you were all of a sudden gone. So I get the pain of the loss. I mean, I just left a whole bunch of stuff. I left a whole bunch of stuff that had value to it too. And I know that drives some people crazy as well. It's like, yeah, but I paid so much money for that. I had to leave so much stuff behind. It was just like, well, there it goes. Like my generator, sold it for $70. My whole kitchenette set, $70. So, and that was the only two things I sold. I left my washer and dryer, and then after I got here, but I only had a couple days to do it all. And after I got here, then somebody was like, really wanted the washer and dryer. I was like, well, I left. I had to leave it behind. A whole bunch of stuff too. My big giant ladder. Those things are fucking expensive as fuck. Toolbox, those big toolbox things. Just a whole bunch of stuff. And you just have to be like, well, you know, it's gone. And I kind of do it like, you know, well, if a storm came in and the floods came in and it was gone, just like all these other people's stuff, it just is gone. You just gotta let go of it. And I just feel fortunate that when I was doing my envisioning and stuff of what I wanted to make sure and fit and take, that it all did. And it was, to me, it seemed kind of magical that I got all of that stuff. I kind of, too, I wanted to take the front door. But that kind of was like a shady intention too, even though it was my painting. It was been the only one I could take, but it would have left that place wide open. And I thought about doing, but it was a big, heavy steel door, and it would have been harder to fit in. But anyways, I was like, I thought of it. If I would have had a bunch of room at the end, I also had to leave my big easel. I had a big solid wood easel. I had to leave that. But it had been outside for so long. I'm sure that wood was probably rotting too. Everything is, all the wood was just, everything was so wet and rotting. Everything just seemed like it was just rotting. And, man, I feel so much like something's gonna go down there any minute. Let me think, because it seemed like there was something else I had seen in a video that I had wanted to say about, there's always these people crying over the circumstances they're facing, and that's the stuff is like, you got to start looking at it as an adventure to see yourself and not get all caught up in whatever it is. Like I said, I don't know if it's like they think so bad about homeless people that it panics them if they're going to be homeless, or They think so bad about poor people that if they don't have money that they hate themselves. Like, I don't know, but it's your stuff that you gotta look at, because I mean, we're born free with nothing and we leave with nothing. So, you know, how valuable is this stuff? You don't really need it. You exist without it. It's just to kind of the tools to make the game fun, but you can't be so hung up on it. Like, you gotta remember, this is just a game. This is just a place, like, this isn't, it's just as, so many people just get so caught up in that this is real life. This isn't real life. This is just the life that you create and the game that you play. And you still have restrictions because there's still fate and destiny. You still get on a ride. You still take a seat in a ride, in a pattern. You take a place to create the pattern. And so you are on a specific ride. It is much more about you being able to see yourself and understand yourself throughout the things you experience. And I don't know, there's just so much to me of like, fight against the universe, force it to try and be what you want. I don't know, there's just such a misrepresentation or miscommunication or misinformation about spirituality and your purpose and what you're doing here and all of that stuff. Because to me, one thing too is about the spiritual journey to peace is to know, like, you don't need a bunch of stuff. You find your happiness even if you had nothing. It's how do you find your peace of mind and your happiness. And the challenges is that is kind of like what the monks choose to do, is like, we're going to live with nothing and find peace. That is our journey. And so, but we have here people who are just indulge, and they cannot find any happiness. It's because indulgence is not going to find you peace. You're chasing something. And it's insatiable yearning for having to need more, wanting more, and thinking it's going to make you happy and complete. When the place to happiness and completion is through yourself. It's to find peace within yourself. No matter what your circumstance, no matter what your situation, is to find that peace. It's not about going around and pretending you're zen to everybody. It's about finding that zen feeling in yourself. Like, if I had nothing, I have peace of mind. I have my integrity. I have love. You know, and when you have nothing too, I mean, you could end up having nothing, no one. And it all depends on the journey that you chose, because you chose this journey. You chose to come in here and experience what you're coming to experience. And then so many people get so lost in the experience that they miss out on all this, the good stuff. Because, man, I'm telling you, you learn so much about yourself in every kind of obstacle, every kind of situation that occurs that isn't ideal. It is, you learn about yourself, and that is growth and expansion. So I'm thinking this week is going to be kind of crazy. I think this week is going to just set in motion a bunch of stuff. Who knows? Like, it could set into these attacks on the coast. It could set into attacks in any cities. He said he's starting with Chicago to go clean up. And, but all the big cities are so full of, to me, it's not just immigrants. That's the thing. They brought over all these immigrants to create confusion, because the SOROS fella, that group of people, the ones that want us all under the those people, they are, hired these people. These are henchmen, instigators, murderers, criminals, And they always keep track. I mean, it's so absurd too. What was this? Maybe this is what it was. Joe had said. I can't remember. It keeps being weird shit about the pedos, but something about those are the only people they can't kick out of the country is the pedos. You gotta keep them, because if they've got charges, we gotta keep them for court. Well, bullshit. And it's all just part of the show. It's all just to really show, like, oh, see, they're always taking care of the pedos. They're always supporting them. And because that's, this criminal situation that we got going with these people. They're all like that. They make money off of kids. Oh, yeah, this was sickening, too. This was a woman, a young mom, and so she was doing a video, and she was crying, and she said, when are we going to learn? When are we going to see? Like, what does it take? And then she said, I had heard all these rumors about McDonald's, and I kept taking my kids and kept taking my kids. And she said, and now, she said that they drove through, just a while ago, and she got two of her kids, they got them Happy Meals, and she got one of her kid a 10-piece chicken McNuggets. And her 6-year-old got a 10-piece chicken McNuggets. And so her kid bites down on one and screams out, ow, 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 or something like that. And the mom's like, what happened? What happened? And she spits it out, and it's a tooth. And so she's like, starts looking at her kid's mouth, like, what the hell? What broke your tooth? And starts looking at, well, it's not her daughter's tooth. It's not her daughter's tooth. Ugh, makes me sick. So she's crying. She's like, this tooth is like the size of a 6-year-old's tooth. And then she's like, this is real. It's so sad. It's just sad, man. This world is sad that they should kill these, and then they just feed them back into this consumer population that just consumes, because if they're not consuming, then they panic, or they have no value or something. I don't know. I just can't wait for this awakening. Like, I swear to God. I can't wait until everybody's awake. I can't wait until we start having real conversations, rational conversations, where people are all more on the same page and can understand things. Like, this world is so weird, especially as it falls apart, because everybody's in their own realities and they don't look outside of them. I mean, even on the dog thing, that just blows my mind. It's like, people have no idea how bad it is if they're not seeing it. It's just like, you tell them, and it's just like, no, you guys see it every fucking day, all day long. We're fucking mass murdering these animals, and that's outrageous. And then there's, corruption in every single thing. Everything has been created and evolved into some sort of corruption, because this consumption in people's heart is out there, just that they will screw people over to get what they want. And what was that movie I was watching? I got the TV on. I got her Fire Stick. So she had a Fire Stick on one of her TVs. So I got this little TV on, and I had Lifetime movies going yesterday. Or no, YouTube movies going yesterday. But it always ends up being like there's Lifetime movies on there. But, oh, yeah, because one of them was this movie where it was this guy. He would kill everybody. He didn't give a shit. He killed everybody just to try and get to the money. All he wanted was the money. It's like, Jesus Christ. Even when they'll kill their own partner, sex partner and stuff. Not just their partner, but someone that they have a relationship with. Who cares? There's always another one, as long as I got the money. It's like, how can money be that important? And that is what has happened in our society, that has created such a disdain in the populace of the people, and like trust and stuff. Like, people don't trust each other because people do fuck each other over. And people do prioritize money. They prioritize the things that they have over how people feel or anything. People just don't really have a lot of empathy for others. And so anyways, but that's what all this awakening thing is about, is getting people to that side to come on inside of them. And as it does, it's just like, it's very dramatic and crying and I can't believe it. So that's only, that part's going to just keep building and it's going to get more intense. And so all the things happening, you just got to ride them out, just like the storm. And remember, when things are being taken, it's because those are no longer necessary. You don't need that. You're going somewhere different. You're moving in a different direction. And this is a time where you got to be willing to let go, let go, let go, because it's fast moving, man. I just can't even believe 5 days. And I haven't even been like, so today's the anniversary of that day. So I had to, I think we left by 11 or something and got to the hotel. And so then today would be the anniversary of the first day out of the house then. So by tonight would be my first day out of the house. And then I think Wednesday is my week of being in the garage. So it is, and I'm telling you, it's not that bad. But I know everybody's not that fortunate to have somebody who will be let them stay in their garage. And but the more that we come together, the better. Like I still say, find other homeless people, find other people that want to do better, that don't want to just sit there and beg, and they want to go out and learn how to trust themselves. Like I've been saying it for years, is that they got to go into like these caravans and everybody go out and then help each other. And there's all sorts of land out there that we can just take, and it's going to be way more. But no matter what, now once he gets in, if they've got this judicial thing that the loans are illegal, that's going to start splintering out. There's gonna be a wave, or there's something will go. Then the immigration thing, the medical thing, that's coming in hot and heavy. He's gonna start releasing things about these big name people who were killed. And that's gonna show the corruption in our government. So all of this stuff is just gonna start tumbling fast, and I think there's gonna be a lot of people who aren't prepared for how it's gonna be hitting, and so that's where it's gonna start. But and maybe that is the whole thing. Maybe that is just this easy glide into it, and then the awakening part, when everybody all of a sudden wakes up, then that's what starts the solar flash thing, because it's definitely this energetic patterning going back and forth between us and the planet. Like it's this like storm or something happening energetically. And so anyways, then there's supposedly the Galactic Federation, there's people who talk to them saying that they have shown their first ship, and it's over the Navy base or someplace, and they are making it known that they are going to show other ones that they better hurry with the disclosure, which Donald's going to start disclosing. And oh yeah, because last night when I was out here, it was clear, and there's 2 real bright ones, huge bright, and they look like they were kind of like shaped like this or something, like they go out and then go, I don't know, huge, bright. And then there was some of the little ones that go around and make the colors. So there was 2 little and 2 big ones out here. And I know they move around and stuff, but man, when I lived in Spokane, I always could see them. So I know that there's a bunch out here, so I don't know if that's going to be a part of where they're going to start coming down lower, zooming in or something. Who knows? Hopefully, it's just there's going to be a lot going on, and it is all these things. And all the things with the aliens and stuff, that's just to show us how much bigger our world is than what we think. Because we are living in, it's just like the same thing with Americans all of a sudden seeing what's going on in China. It's this an expansion. So it's kind of like now we're all of a sudden we're going to see what's going on in the universe. So we can step into that realm. But we got to let go of things, and we do have to have this revival of spirit, because everybody does have this dark dependency that is really, So yuck. So anyways, I don't want to talk too long because I want to make sure that it downloads. So I'm going to go this morning and download it. And I'm definitely, my plan, especially if the loans are all of a sudden gone. Like, I don't know how that'll be, but hopefully in the next few weeks, I can get the Starlink thing. Because once I pay back up my mom for the money that I borrowed, I don't know if I would have to, because right now I haven't paid my car. But if the loans all are obsolete, then I wouldn't have to pay it. I'm just going to get the Starlink thing. So we'll see. But that's my plan, is to get the Starlink Nomad one, so that no matter where I'm at, I can download my stuff and not have this business going. And then just watch how things play out, because he's also going to have those freedom cities. And there's going to be a lot of like lures or something. But it's not just to lure us into a trap. It's more to lure us out of places that are going to be dangerous. I think he's trying to lure people into more places that are going to be more safety regions. So anyways, I'm just going to be watching for that stuff and just see what's next, because it will come to me. I don't have to go out and force it. It will come to me. And that's how the universe works. It comes to you. We waste our time and energy trying to force things and make things happen. I promise. We'll just watch how this plays out, and then we'll see. This is our experiment. That's what science is all about. Is how do things work out? We'll watch and see. And so my energy is, and it's not like I'm positive every second. I mean, I can start feeling like, fuck. But then I have to pull myself back in and pull myself out of that and pull into the other. So don't feel like if you are having that battle, like that's what steering is all about, So you have that, pull yourself back, and don't be down on yourself. I mean, it's hard to stay upbeat when things are not perfect, So anyways, but this is, I swear this isn't bad at all. And it's not near as cold as what I thought. I don't know how much these heaters are going to end up increasing your bill. I'll just, pay for that too. But anyways, let's look at my tooth real quick, as I haven't even seen it. There's a high-pitched scream in my ear again. So there's the tooth thing. I just think it's looking better all the time. And what was the other thing? Hair thing is whatever. I guess the other thing is to remind you what we're doing here is learning how to love ourselves, to love everyone, and how to have a loving day. And so that's what we're here to work on. And so I will be back tomorrow, but you guys won't see me till Friday. So I hope y'all are all doing good, and I miss talking to you. Oh, that's the sucky thing, is when not putting on the videos, then nobody to talk to. So anyways, talk to you later. Bye.